Top of the hour of 8. We are glad you're still with us. We are taking note of Uganda's tourism sector, what is on the horizon and what's being planned by key sector players. The 2023 Mount Rwenzori Marathon will be on in September and the preparations are on. I'll be introducing my guests who will be helping us with perspective on what will be happening and how that plays into the grand scheme of things in the tourism sector. Let me just give you a preamble to our discussion. Uganda is one of the most diverse countries on the planet with a millennia of history and thriving cultural traditions, but it remains an underrated tourism destination. From the royal trails across the kingdoms of Buganda, Toro, Bunyoro, Kitara and Busoga to the UNESCO World Heritage Site at Kasubi Tombs, the art galleries in Kampala, the Nyege Nyege Music Festival near Itanda Falls on the Nile, there is a world of activities that offer unique and memorable experiences. Developing these products and others could broaden Uganda's appeal beyond gorilla tracking in the Bwindi Impenetrable Forest, which is currently the most popular attraction. Broadening the menu of tourism attractions and experiences in Uganda is critical to bringing in more tourists from across the world. To put this into perspective, I'm joined by Julius Nkuraija, Course Director, Equator Hikes, as well as Joseph Ssewanyana, a Community Manager at Uganda Breweries Limited. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Let me begin with Julius Nkuraija. I hope I got that pronunciation right.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, what's the impetus of the 2023 Mount Rwenzori Marathon before we can get into the nitty-gritty of the tourism sector and how best your efforts are adding to the benefits and dividends therein.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here. Well, the Taskalite Rwenzori Marathon was conceived as one of the activities to market the Rwenzori Mountain.
Okay.
As you know, the Rwenzori Mountain is one of the multi-billion assets that we have in the country. It's one of the best mountains on the continent with the highest peaks, made up of about 16 highest peaks in the continent. 16 on the continent. So as a way of marketing and selling, as a way of marketing the Rwenzori Mountain, we came up with the idea of the Rwenzori Marathon. We are glad and happy that UBL came on board to support as the title sponsor.
Okay.
And that's where we are now. This year we'll have it's on 2nd September in Kasese, with various partners on board. We look forward to having various people down there. We're targeting this year about 2,000. And all in all, we benchmarking Kilimanjaro Marathon. Kilimanjaro Marathon is also hosted as a way of marketing Kilimanjaro Mountain.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Kilimanjaro,
very iconic.
Exactly, exactly. It's one of the activities that bring a lot of funds, revenue, resources in the country of Tanzania. And we believe we can do it the same here. So here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be requiring you later on to share a specific perspective on nation branding and what these marathons and any other aspects can do, because Kenya and Tanzania seem to have the script right. Why we don't have it right is one of the issues that you can help us understand. Let me just come to Joseph Ssewanyana. You are from UBL and you guys are big on supporting tourism in the country. This particular round, what is in it for the Ugandan?
First of all, I have to say we're very, very excited to be part of the marathon as Taskalite. It represents the brand value, or what I can say is the brand speaks about working with lifestyles with no limits, right? And so the marathon is it gets people to do things.
That's right.
Beyond their limits, pushing boundaries. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now getting into a race into the Rwenzori Marathon is quite amazing. So us as Taskalite, we're so very, very proud to be part of it. So and going to Kasese, this promotes tourism in Uganda. So meaning that we're also contributing to the development of people in Kasese. So being part of it is something we're very, very proud of.
Yeah. Okay. Will be there's a lot of talk when it comes to support. And many times when potential sponsors are looked at, the dimension is always in terms of what is in it for them. And rarely is it, most people are not saying there is a lot the sponsor or whoever is supporting is bringing on board. They're like, hey, we need to be a part of that so we can go with the wave. And so I need to understand exactly, for example, Tascalite and Uganda UBL, of course, being big on these support initiatives. Is there a particular community engagement model that you drive for tourism and sports related?
Well, first of all, us coming on board means that we're going to sponsor.
That's right. Yeah.
The event. By sponsoring means we're going to make noise about the marathon, and people from various countries, from various areas within Uganda are going to join the marathon, and they're all going to go to Kasese. We're all going to end up in Kasese.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that bring? What does it bring to the table? Yeah. People are going to see Kasese. Kasese is very beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
It is very beautiful. Yeah. People do not know this, but when you go for the marathon and you engage yourself into the various races, that is 42 kilometers, 21, and 5 kilometers, you get to see how Kasese is. You get to see the mountains from afar, and this promotes tourism, yeah?
That's right.
So we're not looking at benefiting, but actually we are contributing to the development of people in Kasese. Remember, when you go there, when people go there, they're going to book hotels, they're going to need to have stuff to keep them moving, let's say simple things like toothpaste, toothbrushes, you know? So
the economy is going to be supported significantly.
Exactly.
That speaks about numbers. What are the numbers you're expecting?
So this year we are targeting to have 2,000.
2,000.
But of course, those are the runners. We're targeting to have 2,000 runners. But of course, when you say runners, sometimes they come with others, so the numbers may grow bigger. He mentioned about what you asked him about, what else. We're looking at not only tourism only, but also talent identification, conservation.
That's right.
We have the various partners who are coming on board for various reasons, and when you talk about that area, we have a very big concern when it comes to conservation, not only in Kasese but also the mountain. So those are all the things we want to address using the marathon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the specifics of the marathon? When you hear about the other marathons across the country, you know that there's a segment for the elite athletes, and then there's one for us who, you know, just want to, there's that fun-based thing. I don't know whether that question is best fitted for you or him. For you? Okay, just take us through that.
So very first, we have 3 categories of distances. We have the full marathon, which is 42 kilometers.
42.
Yes.
That's for the elite guys.
Yeah, the elite. But also we have Ugandans who are doing so well, who are participating.
The ones I see around town jogging can handle that?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we have the half marathon, which is the 21 kilometers.
21.
And then the fun, the 5 kilometer run.
That is where my guy behind the camera falls.
Yeah. So we are happy to also mention that this time we have a new route for the 42 kilometers. You'll be running from along the Kasese Mbarara Road. We are happy that we're working with the government and the local leaders who will be closing off the roads to ensure that runners run safely. You're running alongside the equator. You know, you'll be able to look at to view the Lake George up to the equator, then come back this side. You have the mountain ranges. Okay, the 21 you run up to Kilembe Mines. If you've been there, you're running through the ranges. So all those are good sceneries that people should come and see. You're able to run even and won't feel that you're tired. You know. Yeah. So and we're happy that our title sponsor will be lighting all the way. Yeah. So lighting, having fun along the way.
Oh yeah.
That's the word, the catch word.
Hey, that's the catch word.
So there's a lot of
Chris Higgins.
yes.
Okay. Yes. Interesting there. Talking about the wave of tourism initiatives, projects, and even the sheer trend since the pandemic. There's been a bit of a lull, and companies like UBL should, of course, we agree that what's coming on board is no doubt pretty good. Could you tell us about the recovery and your ability to be able to continue supporting these initiatives?
Well, that's quite a good question. I will tell you right now, he can testify. I think tourism in Uganda is booming at the moment. Because, I mean, during the pandemic, of course, everything went low, but people are very, very excited to go out there and see quite a number of things. And you know, Uganda is very endowed. It's very, we're very gifted with various things, waterfalls, lakes, mountains, and
Culture.
yeah, so many things. So us coming on board for Kasese, we're not just sponsoring a marathon. We are doing, we're killing two birds with one stone. Yeah. First of all, yes, we're promoting tourism. We're getting people to Kasese. Kasese is a very beautiful place. Yeah. Secondly, we are promoting health. Yeah. The economic growth of Kasese itself. Yeah. So us coming on board with activities that involve traveling. You can, if you've noticed, other brands in UBL also partnering with people who travel and all that, sponsoring them because we want to promote tourism. So we are on board. We are embracing these people. Yeah. So we come out as title sponsors to be able to promote tourism in Uganda.
Okay, any particular challenges that you can identify that need to be worked on, especially by collaboration between companies and other stakeholders like the government?
Well, I would say it is important that comfort is very key. Comfort is very key. When I talk about putting up infrastructures in, let's say, Kasese, I mean, I know we're going to have 2,000 people, yeah, but all hotels are going to be, last year was massive. This year it's going to be triple massive. I think that's the right word you say, yeah? So we need to put up more infrastructure so people can sleep comfortably, with the roads need to be worked on, yeah? So we need to just make sure that the process, or the process in which we boom tourism is worked on from down here. Okay. Yeah. So you cannot tell me that you're going to travel to Kasese when the road is so bad or the bridge is broken and all that. So we need to work together to enable the process happen, to enable tourism grow in Uganda.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now that brings me to the question that I said we would be tackling a little bit later: nation branding in tourism. Uganda seems to be grappling with a lack of identity. When you look at gorilla trekking, trucking and everything that goes on in the Impenetrable Forest, it seems to be our most potent when we are selling Uganda out there. Yet we have a multiplicity of products that we could be able to sell. You are not only a course director at Equator Hikes, but a tourism honcho. You know what needs to be done. I wouldn't say I'm telling you to advise the minister or even the government. I don't want to put you on the spot. But there are things you look at and you say, this is what I would love. Let's hear your mind. Let's take us through what you think ought to be done in order to broaden all the advantages that we can take from tourism as a country.
Yeah, so when you look about tourism, and particularly Kasese, there are many features in Kasese. We have the national park, you know, we have the Rwenzori mountain, we have the lake, we have the equator. Most people, when talk about equator, they think of Masaka. We also cross it in Kasese, you know. There are a lot of things, and just yesterday alone, we received a letter from the Ministry of Tourism. This is one of the activities they have earmarked on the national calendar. Next month they will be starting to celebrate the World Tourism Day. Okay, and Kasese Marathon is one of the activities they're going to bring on board. So what does that bring? It means that they're going to look at many other issues that contribute to tourism in the area. He mentioned about accommodation, he mentioned infrastructure, you know, and many other things, security, many things. Those, if put together, that's the only way we can be able to to promote tourism. And of course, our government is not sleeping. They are also doing their best. Right now, when you look at when you go to Kasese, all the roads have been worked on.
I haven't been to Kasese in 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all that contributes to the development and promotion of tourism. But also the people there are most welcoming, you know, hardworking people. So there are many futures that are into Kasese and the Rwenzori region that we'll be able to promote and at the end of the day contribute to tourism in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the sponsors, I'm sure the packages are enormous for the winners, for the participants. How do I become a participant? Where do I buy the, you know, is it called the kits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can visit the website, that is www.mountrwenzorimarathon.com.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And register. It only costs 60,000, and then you'll be able to get a kit. And of course, you can advise. Do you need to choose a race on which you?
Of course, you have to choose a race. But the kit is already in the country, and next week we'll be starting to distribute it. We're going to have various distribution points in town. One of them is going to be at Forest Mall, and so people will be able to come and collect their kit. But also we have put packages for transport. There are other partners we're working with to ensure that people can be able to travel well, but also you're able to, as an addition, you're able to have a drive in the national park. That is trips. That is TREEPZ. So you're able to pay different packages depending on the groups you're traveling with, in inclusion to. And then we also have another partner, Aviation, for those who would like to fly to Kasese. I don't know whether you're aware there is an airstrip. So you're able to fly. You can be able to go run, come back. So we have various partners on board that will be able to support the marathon. You talked about.
Do I have to pay for that, or UBLers cater for that?
You have to pay a bit of coins.
Okay.
Yeah, but also to mention that the winners, those will be awarded in the first 5 for each of the categories, both male and female.
Okay.
42, 21, unlike the fun. But also we have prepared a package for the local runners in Kasese. Local ones. So
okay.
all that is
pretty good stuff, and something to look forward to. Gentlemen, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there.
Thank you.
Pretty much. Thank you for the updates on the upcoming Rwenzori Marathon.